Hey guys, welcome to the Basement's editing suite, also known as Ted's house. I was hanging out on the internet this morning, came across some interesting news that I wanted to share with you guys regarding Nintendo's shareholders meeting, investors meeting that they had. The president kind of had his own presentation with a whole bunch of graphs and pictures and all that sort of stuff, really nerdy stuff, and I get into that because I'm the kind of guy who really gets nerdy about our YouTube analytics and stuff too, and so it's totally interesting for me, so I kind of ate it all up, and here I am to translate some of that for you guys. Included in that were kind of what their strategy is for Christmas, what their strategy is for next year, and what their strategy is with the Nintendo Switch. So I'm going to kind of share those things. First of all, Nintendo's strategy for Christmas, since the Switch is coming out in 2017 in March, obviously they're not going to be putting a lot of drive into that right now going into Christmas. What they're really trying to ride is the portable train. Obviously with Pokemon Go happening earlier this year, and that was crazy, they're trying to ride some of that momentum to make sure that Pokemon Sun and Moon is a really, really strong thing. And let's be honest, I want Nintendo to be a strong company because that means we get better games, we get better consoles, we get better stuff when they're strong. So I'm hoping that this Christmas, tons of people go out and buy 2DSs, 3DSs, get the Pokemon game, do exactly what Nintendo's strategizing to do, so that way when the Switch comes out, we all benefit as Nintendo fans. So I've already got 2 2DSs that the kids play all the time. It's a great little console for them, like super durable. They've dropped it like a billion times and it's still running strong, and even if it does break, it's like really super cheap to replace. So that's their plan going into Christmas, is just to nail down on that portable stuff. Obviously there's stuff happening with mobile too, so Mario Run is supposed to be coming out, I think they said November or December. It's right around the Christmas season too. So my guess is they're gonna try to like use that to somehow build some more momentum with their portable devices and that kind of stuff, with their 3DS stuff, so that way they can be strong going into Christmas. Then their news for the Switch was good news and bad news. The good news is that they gave us some news. The bad news is that there's going to be no more news until January 13th. That was their news. They're like, so after all of this stuff, Nintendo's doing really well right now. We've got some really, really good momentum in the mobile market and in the portable market. Now we're going to talk about the Nintendo Switch. We're not going to talk about the Nintendo Switch anymore until January 13th was their news. Which was like, come on, Nintendo. But I understand, I want them to be a strong company, I want them to be doing well going into the launch of the Switch. So obviously they don't want to say a whole bunch and get people thinking about something they can't have yet around Christmas time. They want people to be able to be like, hey, I want to buy stuff like the NES Mini, which I'm totally going to try to get either somebody to buy for me or buy it for myself on Christmas with some Christmas money or something. Like, that's really, really smart of them, and I want those things to succeed well. So if they talk about the Switch too much right now, and they reveal too much about it, and people start dreaming of like one day when I can own the Switch, they're not going to buy anything from Nintendo on Christmas because they're just going to be saving all their money for the Switch. So January 13th, there's going to be I guess a big press conference thing. They're going to have like launch titles telling us what that is. Hopefully like information about pricing. They kind of alluded that they're going to reveal the price in January and all that stuff. So what are your guys' thoughts? What do you think about the fact that they gave us news that was basically there's no more news coming for another 2 months? What do you think about the fact that they're riding the portable market right now? Like, I have a feeling that it means that the 3DS is probably not done yet. If they're trying to like leverage that right now, maybe they're continuing that the 3DS and the 3D and the dual screen thing even after the Switch comes out, which means that maybe there's just a different library of games that they're going to use for those kind of systems. I mean, with the Switch specifically, not necessarily a kid's toy. Like, it seems like it's more grown up, which means it's probably a little more fragile. I don't want my 4-year-old playing it, that kind of stuff. So, what are your thoughts? What do you think about all the stuff that I talked about? Leave that in the comments below. As always, thanks for subscribing and hanging out with us here in the basement. We got a cool new series coming up called Smash Talk, which we just talk about news kind of like this while we play Smash Bros. Obviously on Halloween, we're gonna be finishing up Castlevania, so hang out with us then, celebrate the holiday, grab some candy and all that good stuff. As always, we think you guys are awesome, and we'll talk to you later.